We have under my report, I'd like to call on Deputy Fire Chief Bruce Siegel, Police Chief Tom Fleming, and then representatives from AT&T, Director of External Affairs Sam Balark, Assistant Vice President of Core Installation and Maintenance Anthony Stamper, Brian Breedlove, who's the Director of Core Installation and Maintenance, Fernando Freeman, who's the Area Manager of CIM, and then in particular, AT&T employees Garreth Carpenter and Ron Shockley. Deputy Chief Siegel, if you want to take it from here.
Last but certainly not least, just give us a moment. We're going to bring our two honorees up and the gentleman from AT&T.
It's good to want people to see that it's so special. But then I guess this is getting like great. Gentlemen, if you want to.
Mr. Mayor, members of the board, citizens, guests, and representatives from AT&T. On February 22nd, 2011, the Village of Park Forest experienced something it had never seen before when a gas explosion ravaged a home at 13 Bailey Road and the surrounding neighborhood. This incident presented our community with challenges we had never seen before and are likely never to see again. When in the course of human events, a person is faced with a dare-to-be situation, we each in and of ourselves have to make a choice. Some are small choices at very little risk, others are bigger choices with more risk than we care to imagine. But in the end, we must make a choice. Shall we take action with its unapparent risk, or shall we stand aside and limit our own risk? Each of us makes a choice. Each of us must decide in our own personal way. Arthur Ashe once said, "True heroism is remarkably sober, very undramatic. It is not the urge to suppress all others at whatever cost, but the urge to serve others at whatever cost." Firefighters, police officers, and members of the military sign on to serve others, often at a cost that they do not fully understand. But when they went to work that morning, Garreth Carpenter and Ron Shockley had no idea what choices that day would bring. These two men faced that dare-to-be situation and decided to take action rather than sit on the sidelines and watch. Because of that decision to act, what could have been an unfortunate outcome resulted in only minor injuries and some unsteady nerves. For this decision to act tonight, the Village of Park Forest, the Park Forest Fire Department recognize these men for their quick thinking and heroism on behalf of others. I would like to now read one of the citations. This award is presented to Mr. Carpenter in recognition of his actions on the 22nd day of February at 13 Bailey Road in Park Forest. Just before noon, Mr. Carpenter heard a woman screaming after an explosion had occurred down the street from where he was working. With our regard for his own safety, Mr. Carpenter immediately responded and assisted the woman to safety. His rapid and decisive actions on this day certainly saved the life of Miss Yolanda Collins. Mr. Carpenter's actions reflected credit upon himself and AT&T as a company, and we commend him on the job well done, and his concern for others is highly admirable and deserving of recognition. Mr. Mayor, if you join me in presenting them with their citations, please.
Congratulations, I think.
If you'd like to say anything, gentlemen? No?
You know, that morning, when we were out there, I happened to come by these gentlemen after I heard a couple pieces of the story, and then went and found them, and in fact, it was true. And I couldn't say anything more heartfelt to say that if something bad happened to somebody in my family, I hope men like these two gentlemen would be around to take action again. So thank you very much. Like I said, I believe you're true heroes, and I think the lady in the back might too.
Let let me just add a special word of thanks. I live about 2 blocks from where the explosion occurred, and that morning when my wife and I heard a boom, I kind of thought, well, maybe it was an electrical box that blew up or something of that sort. And it was just a matter of minutes before we saw flames from our upstairs bedroom window, flames just leaping into the sky. And by the time I got over to the facility, of course, the fire department was already there and other emergency personnel. But when I heard the story of the 2 AT&T workmen, and your courage in getting that ladder and going over there and helping Yolanda down, I just think it's really remarkable, and we deeply appreciate what you've done for our community, because not only did you save the life of one of our citizens, which is always the most important thing, you also set an outstanding example. And I hope that some of the young people who are here today will take from that example. But we all can learn from what it was that you were willing to do. You didn't have to do it, you were willing to do it. And you certainly deserve our commendation for that. So thank you sincerely for your actions.
Sam, is there anything you'd want to say on behalf of AT&T at all?
No. Mayor said it all. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sam.